Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a beautiful day and thank you so much for being here and joining me for another video. So, receiving feedback on our work and our message is going to be something that is going to be pretty constant throughout our entire artistic journeys. Whether this feedback is positive or negative or constructive or not constructive at all, I think it's really important that as artists we exercise our abilities to adequately take in the feedback that is coming towards us and respond to it as best as we can, especially those of us who are doing this for a living. We really need to find ways to protect our energy so that we can keep producing consistently and sharing our work. Not to mention, we have to make sure that we are taking care of our professional reputation as working artists because this is what's going to keep clients and customers coming our way. Today I'm going to be talking about why receiving feedback and obtaining constructive criticism is an important part of an artistic journey. And I'm also going to be providing 5 specific and practical tips that are going to help you respond to criticism more professionally or at least a bit more calmly. And this way you can make sure that you continue growing your artistic name in a positive light and continue getting that experience that is going to help you be less and less scared of getting your work and your message out there. Because I really feel that this is such an important topic, I even wrote a very thorough blog post quite a while back in which I even provide tips on how to constructively critique an artwork. Because oftentimes people are very quick to provide very vague opinions on an artwork, but very rarely do they actually take the time to analyze an artwork and provide constructive criticism that can actually help an artist improve. I'm going to make sure to leave a link to that blog post in the description box below in case you want to go and check it out. Alright, so before getting started, I just want to send out a huge welcome to all you new people just visiting my channel today for the very first time. I am super happy that you found me and do consider subscribing because every single Friday I share a new video with art tips, drawing and painting tutorials, and encouragement for aspiring artists. Unless you are an artist that is creating art as a form of personal therapy, chances are you are creating it to share it with others. Being an artist is absolutely amazing because through our original creations, we get to connect with other people at a very deep level. We get to inspire other people all around the world, and we get to bring light, beauty, and truth into their lives. This said, we have to constantly put our work and our message out for the world to see. And because we're putting ourselves out there on a consistent basis, we have to be okay with the fact that other people are going to be providing their opinions on our work and our message. And if we're too afraid to get our work and our message out there, or we stop doing it as consistently as we should be, we risk not being able to create those amazing connections with the people who do identify with and connect with our work. So because we're constantly putting our work out there, we're going to get criticized at some point or another. You're not going to be able to please everyone, and the sooner you realize this and accept this, the better. No matter how skilled you become or how good-natured you are, there are people that are not going to like what you're doing, and you have to be okay with that. Sharing our art requires an immense amount of courage because not only are these pieces most often than not created by us and us alone, but creating each drawing, each painting, or whatever it is you do really entails a deep personal journey. Creating a new art piece is a very complex process that many times already involves a lot of frustration, self-doubt, thinking that we're not good enough, and we're already most likely constantly critiquing ourselves throughout the creative process. So it's really no surprise that taking negative criticism can be pretty tough for us. I've even had students explain past experiences that they've personally been in which they've received very harsh criticism that really demotivated them, and they stopped creating artwork altogether for a very long time. In some cases, it's even been past art teachers that have made them feel this bad, which I think is terrible. If you've ever been in a situation similar to this, I would love to hear from you in the comment section below. Now, while having this conversation with other artists throughout my career, I have heard some people have this opinion that All artists should definitely have a very thick skin if they wish to become artists. And I've also heard from other people saying that if you allow other people's comments to demotivate you so easily, then you should definitely not be an artist because it means it's not your true passion. Though I do definitely see truth in these statements or opinions, and every so often I do get into a point at which I wish I didn't care about things as much as I do. I really just don't think that it's that black and white. For example, in the case of a young artist still living with his or her parents and receiving negative opinions or negative criticism about personal artwork or even choosing an artistic career, it can definitely be very demotivating. And these are people that are very important to us. Our family and our friends are people we value. And so it's going to be very difficult not to take those words to heart. By the way, if you are particularly in this kind of situation, just be aware that most of the time your family and your friends are projecting themselves and their insecurities on you when they are being this harsh towards you and your kind of artistic dreams. I don't want to generalize because every situation is different, but in most cases, they are acting this way because they want a safer path for you. Make sure to check out the video that I uploaded a couple of weeks ago in which I share my advice for young artists because that one certainly applies to you. Furthermore, even when it comes to highly skilled artists that have had very long careers and have reached a level of success, we are all human beings and we all have days in which our self-confidence is lower than others or we're just more tired, and in these situations it's just going to be more difficult to react in a calm and cool way. And this is why it's also very useful to acknowledge how it is that we're feeling and why. And finally, a lot of us artists are inherently sensitive people, and honestly, I would rather look at the positive aspects that come with being a sensitive person as opposed to just seeing this as a negative thing. In many ways, I value my sensitivities because they make me see the world in a different way from other people. It's these sensitivities that allow me to appreciate artwork created by others, allow me to gain inspiration from my daily life, daily emotions, daily experiences, and all of this is invaluable for me in order to create my art. Now, all of this said, even though I do consider myself a highly sensitive person, throughout the years, I have managed to develop my emotional intelligence as well as continuously put myself through personal experiences that have allowed me to increase my self-confidence in different ways. So if you're at a point at which you feel fearful or too introverted to start getting out there, just know that because you're sensitive and introverted, it doesn't mean that you can't develop self-confidence and the skills and the ability to start getting out there. For me in the beginning, it was very important to focus on developing my skills up to a certain level and accepting the fact that we should be striving for progress and not perfection, and that the outcome of our work doesn't necessarily reflect our self-worth as artists. It really all comes down to getting to know yourself artistically, acknowledging your strengths and weaknesses, and embracing the fact that nothing is ever going to be perfect. Be proud of the skills that you have been able to develop and simultaneously know that every single one of us has areas of improvement. It's also huge to have artistic friends, creative friends who you can talk about art with and just get really comfortable expressing your ideas and having a dialogue about art in general. Alright, you guys, so why is criticism important for us as artists? The fact of the matter is that being an artist is a journey. It's all about constant self-analysis, exploration, discovery, and challenging ourselves to keep improving over time. It's through self-evaluating our work consistently and discovering our own strengths and weaknesses, as well as sharing our work with others and receiving feedback from others that we get to improve, evolve, and even discover things that we hadn't even thought of. When we're able to clearly pinpoint areas of improvement, we're able to study and practice more deliberately, which leads to faster progress. And by noticing the areas that we excel at, we're going to be able to enhance those things even more. No matter how good we become, we're always going to be able to progress further. So because of all of these things, it's very important to practice self-evaluation, but also to be able to receive feedback from others as long as the feedback is constructive. How do you know if criticism is constructive? Well, first of all, you don't feel attacked, disrespected, or hated towards. And also, the feedback is substantiated with solid proof that you can actually see. And it's not just based on vague personal opinions. Most of the time, this type of critique comes from someone who knows about art and or actually wants you to improve. And of course, there are always going to be people that express themselves more dryly than others, but as long as it's coming towards you in a respectful way, you should always take it in and sift through the comments in order to discover any possible nuggets that you can use to improve your work. In the rare occasions in which someone that doesn't even know me pops out from out of the blue and all of a sudden starts attacking me or insulting me in any shape, way, or form, I just do my best to not pay attention to the person. I simply don't have time for it, and as I mentioned previously in the beginning of this video, it's incredibly important for me to protect my energy in order to continue creating. For me, when it comes to any kind of relationship that I have with another person in my life, whether it's someone that I just met or someone that I have known for many, many years, respect is first and foremost. I also really believe that we should be acting respectfully if we intend to receive respect from others. And this, in and of itself, is something that has helped me move forward professionally a lot faster. Alright, you guys, so I am now going to be sharing 5 practical tips that are going to help you react and respond to criticism more professionally. Tip number 1 is going to be to know your why and get comfortable talking about your work. There's a certain confidence that comes when you know yourself as a human being and you know and value your passions and why you're doing what you're doing. When we know ourselves and we have particular goals with our art that go beyond ourselves and we actually want to bring something to the world with our art, there's much less of a chance that other people's negative comments are going to shake us to the point that we want to stop creating. So take some time to give this some serious thought and really think about what it is that you want to bring into the world with your art and your artistic skills. What is your personal goal with your artwork, and what is the message that you want to share with the world? And once you know this, don't be afraid to start talking about your work and your message. Having this constant dialogue with other artists, art appreciators, as well as with your family and friends is definitely going to help you talk more naturally whenever it is that you have to talk with a stranger about your work. Tip number 2 is going to be to value growth and exploration over perfection. Remember that an artist's journey is all about constant improvement, and remember the benefit that can come from getting your work out there and receiving feedback. Consciously put yourself in these situations because you're looking to improve artistically in some way, whether it be your cold artistic skills when it comes to drawing or painting, your communication skills, or if you're simply looking to place yourself in a situation because you know deep inside that it's going to lead you to bigger and better things. Share your work to show your commitment to your passion, your commitment to improve yourself, and because you're looking to bring something to the world, not because you're looking for praise or validation. No matter how good we get at self-analysis and self-evaluation, it's through putting ourselves out there and actually talking with other people, sharing on a personal level and connecting with others through words and ideas that we gain a growth unlike anything else. Tip number 3 is going to be to consider the source, because not all criticism is actually valuable. Ask yourself these things if the person is being very hurtful. Unfortunately, we are probably going to be running into people who are just trying to get a rise out of us or bring us down. And this says absolutely nothing about your work, and it says everything about them. Before getting emotional or defensive, just ask yourself, do you respect this person? Does he or she know about art? What is this person doing? Are they trying to contribute anything themselves? Are they working hard towards any particular vision? Are these words coming to you in a disrespectful, attacking kind of manner? Because if they are attacking you in any way, just thank them for their opinion and just move on. You are the one that is being courageous, going through the difficult process of creating an artwork and putting it out there for everyone else to see. Tip number 4 is going to be to start taking control of your initial reactions. And this really goes for all areas of your life. Always remember that even though we have very little control over the emotions that pop up inside of us, you are in control of your actions, and your actions are what define you. It depends on the situation that you're in, but if possible, just step away, go take a walk, have a glass of water, whatever you need to do to then be able to come back and react more calmly. And if you're in a situation in which you have the person right in front of you, take a deep breath and realize that the person might be having a bad day, or you may be even triggering some emotions in them without you even knowing it. Maybe they are jealous of you. It can really be a million different things, but if they are being hateful, just don't take it personally and keep on keeping on. And finally, I wanted to provide this 5th tip as a sort of fail-safe. When all else fails, just think, what would blank do? Think of someone who you highly admire. It's going to be different for all of us. How do you think that that person, whoever it is you chose, would act if they were in your particular situation being criticized by this person? Most likely, that person that you look up to has a high level of confidence and they react coolly and calmly. They attract high levels of respect from lots of people, and they would never allow others to get a rise out of them or make them question their goals, which is usually what these kinds of people are trying to achieve. And what's more than that, do you think that that person that you really admire has made it to the point at which they are currently at by setting aside their dreams and paying attention to negative criticism? Most likely than not, that person that came into your brain has been through lots of criticism, lots of rejections. They pushed through no matter what because they committed to their self-development and to their goals. And you can do it too. Alright, you guys, that is it for today. I really hope you found this video helpful, that you found it inspiring. If you did, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up because it really helps my channel get in front of more people. If you have any past experiences that you'd like to share or any tips of your own, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below so that we can all help each other out. Thank you guys so very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe so that I can see you next Friday and talk to you soon.